Hello, my name is Rebecca and I love taking tests. And today I'm going to take the 16 personalities test. So, the first question, I'm going to try and answer taking my time and using as much time as I need. So, yeah, and I'll explain why I answer certain things as I go. So, you regularly make new friends. I have to strongly disagree. That is actually really not the case. I have currently 5 friends, and that is it. Those are my friends, and I've had them for years now. I actually really struggle making friends, so that's actually very strongly disagree. Um, you spend a lot of free time exploring various topics that catch your interest. Uh, that is true. I can really fixate on things. So yeah, I strongly agree. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Now this depends. Um, I'm going to say that I disagree because mostly when it happens, it's on the news. So if somebody's crying on the news because of a tragedy, then yes. Otherwise, not really. So I'm gonna say disagree. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Okay, no, that is okay. So the thing about me is what I use is clean and organized. What I don't use isn't. So for example, my bookshelf, I read a lot. My bookshelf is completely organized, very well cleaned, perfect. My desk, which I rarely use, is a complete mess. So I'm gonna say disagree, but not fully. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. That is true. That is true. I used to compete in ice skating competitions as a child, and I never had any performance issues. Um, I don't have any issues with tests, obviously. So yes, I agree. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. Uh, yes and no. As I said earlier, I really struggle making friends, so I don't really have that much of that much experience with meeting new people. Uh, but when I do meet somebody, I tend to just look at them and wait for them to say something. So I would say agree, but not fully, because if I'm interested in somebody, I will go up and say my name. You enjoy setting specific and measurable goals for yourself. Uh, I would say rather not. I mean, I have very general goals, mostly about my education, and general living arrangements, but I don't have goals, for example, like by next month I want to have done this and this and that. It's more like long term, so I'm gonna go with disagree. You're very sentimental. Uh, Depends on what sentimental means in this case. I am very romantic. Yes. Sentimental as in emotional. I'm sensitive more than sentimental. But I will say agree because I'm very romantic. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists? Yes, I like using them. Um, I like making them mostly. But I do use them. I actually have a board in my room with all my chores that I cross off every time I do it. So yes, I don't always use it, and it doesn't always get filled out. But yes, I like using them. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Uh, Depends on what area. So, for example, if it's something that I know I'm good at, for example, I love music, I love making music. So if I make a mistake there, no. If it's something that I am not good at, for example, sports or a new language I'm learning or drawing, then yes, I do tend to sometimes wonder, well, am I really good then? So I'm gonna say mostly disagree, because if I know I can do something, mistakes don't make me doubt it. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation? No, mostly not. As I said before, if I find somebody interesting, I might, but it doesn't come natural to me, so I usually spend like minutes trying to convince myself to do that. You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. So here's the thing. I'm not generally interested in art, as in paintings and drawings. I like making them. I'm not interested in the interpretations. However, for example, music, which is a really big interest of mine, I do like hearing the various stories and meanings that people attach to the various songs. So, I would say disagree mainly for music. Facts and logic drive your actions more than emotions do. Uh, yes and no. Again, it really depends on the situation. I would say I can be pretty detached from my emotions, and I tend to be a very logical person. So if there's two choices and one is very logical and the other one isn't, unless it's a very personal matter, I would say, yes, I do. The logic does tend to drive my actions. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given time, moment, instead of planning a particular daily routine. Um, so the thing is, I feel safe with a routine, but then if I'm in the middle of my routine and I choose to do something else that works, um, I prefer having a daily routine, mostly so that I know what's supposed to happen. So if, say, I have to wake up at 7 and then I know at 7:30 I have to catch a bus or something, that helps me. Rather than saying, oh, I'll wake up when I wake up and then I'll catch the first bus there is. But if I happen to wake up at 6:30, I might decide to take a bus earlier, for example. But I would say mostly disagree because I do like a routine. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Uh, See, here's the thing. I know I make a bad impression on people I meet. So, I, I mean, again, it depends in what area. I don't worry about whether I make a good social impression because I'm not good socially. But I do worry about whether I make a good intellectual impression because I consider myself to be a pretty smart person. So I do worry whether people will pick up on that or think like, oh, okay, she's smart, or oh, wait, no, she's dumb. That I worry about. But I would say mostly not, because in most areas I don't. You enjoy participating in team-based activities? Okay, no, disagree. Um, Almost fully. You often ponder how future innovations could revolutionize our everyday lives. Um, Not really. No. I haven't really ever thought about it. The most I've thought about was like, what if there's a cure to certain illnesses, but otherwise not particularly, no. Helping others succeed brings you more happiness than your own achievements. Okay, most definitely not. I will feel joy, obviously. I will feel happy that somebody managed to reach a certain goal. But I would never feel more happiness because, say, my friend got into a university and I didn't. Like, it doesn't bring me more joy than my own achievements. Okay, you actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Um, yes. Uh, it's more. Yeah, I would say yes. Yes, agree. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Well, I do have anxiety, so yes. Yes, strongly. In group conversations, you strongly prefer listening to speaking. This is very, very neutral for me. I have this thing where I'm either speaking or, like, I either speak a lot or I don't speak. It really depends on the person, so I can't really answer this in any specific way. So I'm just gonna go with neutral. You do not consider yourself an artistic type. I disagree. I really like drawing, and I like playing music. I like listening to music. I like drawing. I like coloring. I like painting. So no, I disagree. In professional settings, you prioritize demonstrating competence over getting along well with others. Again, it depends on the setting. If I have to choose between doing something well and being nice to someone, depending on what's at stake, I obviously will choose showing my competence, because, well, obviously, if there's like something big at stake, I'm not gonna prioritize people thinking I'm nice over getting something done. So I would say agree. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. No, I'm a master procrastinator. I sometimes get to the end of the week still having to clean my room, clean my bathroom, do the laundry, I walk the dog at the last possible minute. No, I'm a master procrastinator. You put your own needs first, even when you know someone may be upset. The problem is I don't know when somebody is upset. As I said, I'm very bad socially. So yes, I have been told I tend to put my own needs first. So yes. Unless it's a friend, in which case I can get pretty, I mean, I can start, getting, doing the opposite, like, I might stop caring about myself in order to help a friend, but unless it's, like, somebody that I deeply care about, then no. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I would say it depends on the situation. Like, what's the situation? Like, in general, yes. I don't like people looking at me in public. But, for example, I love making videos. So I love singing. I love singing in front of people. So I would say rather disagree than agree. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. Yes, I would say yes. You find it challenging to be patient with people who do not share your level of efficiency or knowledge. Yes, most definitely. I was always told I was a pretty difficult child in that sense. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. As I said, I'm a master procrastinator, so yes. You consider yourself quite unconventional. Well, I wouldn't say as a person, but definitely as a teenager, yes. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I would say I actually rather disagree. I enjoy my alone time. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. I like theoretical discussions. I like talking about things that other people feel like it's talking about nothing. So I disagree. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. No, strongly disagree. I suck at that. I actually find it really hard to empathize with somebody who went through something completely different than me. You often find yourself being late to meetings and appointments. I used to, not anymore. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Yes, agree. I'm pretty confident about my choices. After a long, exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Depends on why the week was exhausting. Honestly, in all honesty, it depends on why it was exhausting. I would say rather disagree. You enjoy going to art museums? Okay, fully disagree. As I said, I don't like looking at art. You often have a hard time understanding others' feelings. Yes. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Not written out, but I like to have an idea, yes. You rarely feel insecure. About most things, that's true. There's a couple of things that I do feel insecure about, but most things, no. You need a tranquil, low-key environment to recharge. Yeah, agreed. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. It depends on the topic. I would say I do make an effort to try and understand other people's points of view. It doesn't always work out great, but I do try, so I would say agree. In your social circle, you're often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Disagree. No, it's often my friends. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, fully agree. You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago? No, I'm actually not one of those people that lies awake at night, thinking about past mistakes. No. You are uncomfortable with ambiguity and strongly prefer simplicity to complexity. So here's actually two statements. I am uncomfortable with ambiguity, but I prefer complexity to simplicity. But since the main statement is you are uncomfortable with ambiguity, I'm gonna go with agree. Your emotions control you more than you control them. It's complicated. I suffer from anxiety, so yes, but my other emotions don't. But I guess anxiety is an emotion, so I'm gonna go with the agree. You take great care not to embarrass others, even when it is their fault. It depends if it's somebody I care about. I mean, if a random stranger slips on ice and falls down, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make them not feel embarrassed about it. But if it's somebody I care about, then yeah, so. Quickly lose interest in what you were doing when you come across a new, more interesting idea. Yes, unless it's something I have a strong interest in. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Actually, no. I don't often disappoint people. I mean, there's a couple of people in my life that regularly tell me that, but that I disappoint them, but I would say for the vast majority of people it isn't like that, so I don't really feel like I've internalized that. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I would say I agree, but not fully. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's incredibly unhealthy to an extent. But that's from personal experience with anxiety. So no, I don't think it's a waste of time unless it gets pathological, like in my case, in which case it is a waste of time, but generally no. You rarely pass up the opportunity to join a social event, even on short notice. Disagree. I need to be told in advance if there's like a birthday party or something. No, I don't. No, I'm not spontaneous like that. You're often the peacekeeper when situations escalate. That I am. I can be very objective, very diplomatic. So yes, I often am. You often feel overwhelmed. Again, I suffer from anxiety, so yes. You make sure to evaluate your progress toward long-term career goals at least once a month. Not consciously, no. Emotional experiences often lead you to new insights or realizations. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say so, but I mean, yes, but not in the way they probably intend. I'm not sure what they're asking. You're willing to give up a good opportunity if you believe someone else needs it more. No, I'm sorry, no. You struggle with deadlines. Actually, no. I've never missed a deadline in my life. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Me personally, yes. My anxiety, no, so I'm gonna go with that. Female. So my personality type is logician, INTPA. Logicians are innovative inventors with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Yeah. I'm 80% introverted. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. Yes, that's true. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Yes. Thinking individuals focus on objectivity and rationality, often dismissing emotion in favor of logic. They tend to see effectiveness as more important than social harmony. Yes, mostly yes. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible nonconformists who value novelty above stability. That's not very true, actually. That is not true. I enjoy stability, and I'm not that good at improvising and adapting. So that's not very true. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. They refuse to worry too much and tend to be self-confident when striving to achieve goals. Yes, unless I have anxiety. In which case, nope. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was my results. If you want to take the test, you can just look up 16 personalities test or personality test. It should be one of the first results you get. I hope it was interesting seeing me take the test. I thought this could be a cool introduction. So yeah, just thank you for watching.